This is General How-To. In today's how-to video, we're going to be talking about no hot water in the shower. How do we diagnose the issue? How do we figure out if it's an issue with the shower itself or if it's an issue with the house, the hot water heater, the pipes, anything like that. So we're going to come back and we'll talk about a couple key factors in diagnosing the issue. Okay, so what you want to do, it's pretty simple. It might sound silly to some, but you never know. So you're going to go to the shower. It's a single handle shower. Make sure that this is pushed down so the shower above doesn't turn on and wet you. So we're gonna put this right to full blast, full hot. We'll give it a couple seconds. Take your hand, feel the temperature. Right now it's ice cold. We'll give it a couple seconds, see if anything happens. Again, we're at full hot. So we'll come back in a couple of minutes and see if it changes. Okay, so upon giving it about 2 minutes, it's still ice cold. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go somewhere else in the house. Could be the same room here, could be the kitchen, another bedroom. You're going to go, walk up to the sink, another single handle, put it on hot, and already I could feel it's getting very hot. So that means that it's not a problem with the house, but it's actually a problem with the shower. So let's come back and we'll figure out how to get it taken apart. Alright, so we're back at the faucet, and what we're going to do, you see right here that there's a little something that could come right off, and that's holding a screw behind it. Take that off, get yourself a screwdriver, start taking this off. Once you pop that handle off, you're going to start taking these two screws. I'm going to get this handle off and I'll come back and I'll show you what to do with this so you don't mess up. Alright, so I got this screw out, put it aside. Just remember, make sure you remember what screws go where. Now the handle's going to come straight back. Okay, put that aside. Now we're going to work on 1 and 2. Alright, so we have both screws taken out. Before you pop this off, get a good look at where it is. Kohler is up on the top, so we're going to pull this straight back. Take a look at this and notice that there is a cutout in the gasket. And take a look here. That's where the cutout is, right on the bottom. So why do you guys think that cutout would be right on the bottom? Any ideas? That's because when water goes down here, if there was no gasket cut on the bottom, the water would pool up, it would rust, it would get corroded. So the water will go in, flow down, and it'll have some place to go right down here, and it won't get all messy in here. Okay, so we have this. We'll put that aside. Now we're left with this piece in here, this cartridge. Now do not attempt to take this off until you go and turn the main water supply off to the house. Now, it's always a good idea to know where that is in case of a leak or something like that. You always want to know where it is, so we're going to go and turn that off. Alright, so we're in the basement, and normally most people would know where the shutoff is, but just in case, I'll try to give you some pointers. Right here I have a shutoff right here, but that's going into the wall, that's not going outside. Here are some pipes going to the hot water heater. This is just turning off the water to the hot water heater. So if we follow pipes along, we got the air conditioning system, and if we come down here, we have a large on-off valve. And this is going to be the turn off for the entire house. Alright, so we're going to turn that off. Okay, you might hear some funny noises. That's perfectly normal. Now we're going to head right back up. Okay, let's check to make sure the water's off. There we go. You could actually leave this open if you like. Now we're going to head to the shower. If you look very close, I see 1 and 2. Now be very careful. Because if I start loosening this screw, what's going to happen if I drop it? It's going to go on the wall. So just be very careful. You could even take some paper towels, stuff them in there so they don't fall down, but just be super careful. Alright? Alright, so we just got back from Home Depot. You could see the box. They actually had it. It's a Kohler part. And they're almost exactly the same. This piece on the end is metal. And this piece is plastic. And that's because this is actually part of the handle. So this will slide right off and that'll go on here. Alright, but we'll do that a little bit later. So I'm going to come back on camera in about a second and we'll get this put in. Alright, so it pretty much goes the same exact way. Make sure when you put it in you know which side is right, meaning it could go this way or that way. But the adjustment knob for the heat is on the bottom, so I did remember that. Alright, so I'm going to come off camera, get this bolted on, and we'll go to step 2. Make sure when you are tightening this, you don't tighten this side all the way down first and then go to this. Do a little bit at a time, okay? A couple clicks, and that'll get a nice even seal around this rubber gasket. Because if you push this one all the way down, this one's gonna feel tight, but there'll actually be a slight gap. So little by little, okay? All right, next is the plate. Remember how it went? That little slit on the bottom. Now this is a little tricky. You're definitely gonna need 2 hands because as you put the long lag bolts in, you have to line it up. So what I'm gonna do off camera is I'm gonna put the bolt in here and I'm gonna peek through with the gap. All right, so I'll be right back. Cap is on. Now we have this plastic piece that we did take off. There are teeth on it, so obviously if I put it here, the handle's not gonna be perfectly down. So there's a little slit cut out right on the bottom, and that's gonna go right here. Okay, that way when you do put the handle on, it lays perfectly centered where it should be. All right, got that on. Lastly, final screw is gonna go right here. And let me go turn the water on rather, and see if we have hot water.